Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, there's a sticky comment that is a link to the playlist in my LinkedIn. Long story short, 13 and a half weeks ago, I was laid off on my birthday. And I'm just kind of documenting that process. Did not expect it to take this long. But, So I had an interview earlier in the week, and I thought it went pretty good. They said, they would whittle down to 2 people, and then they would be following up with the second interview. So yesterday I'm about to walk out the door about 9 a.m. to go to the doctor's checkup. And I get an email and I didn't see it. And then about 5 minutes later, I ran and got the mail real quick and brought it back. And then was about to head out to the appointment, got a call in the driveway. The recruiter lady that set up the first interview was like, "Hey, they want to meet with you again at 1:30 today. Sorry, it's short notice. Can you make it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Well, here's the first problem. The first interview was with the manager who's in Eastern time zone. Well, the second people didn't specify a time zone. So logically, me and the recruiter thought Eastern. So 1:30 comes, no one calls me. So about 1:45, I reach out to the recruiter. She reaches out to them. I hear nothing. Like 2:30 on the dot, my phone rings. So they're in Minnesota. The person that was doing the second interview, in a different time zone. So I did that. It was like 2 people on the call. They asked the same kind of questions and told me the same kind of stuff that their manager told me in the first interview. It went pretty well, I think. 26 minutes. They asked me lots of questions about my work history, and we talked shop a little. And I didn't have any questions for them because it was literally the exact same stuff, almost verbatim, that their manager had talked about. So I said that. I said, this is exactly what I covered with so-and-so. And so now it's back to the waiting game. One of the people that did the interview yesterday is off today. The manager is off for like the next 2 weeks. So I guess we see if I beat the other person. Again, not entirely excited about that career field. Again, going back to it. And they asked me, they said, "Well, how do you feel about returning to a field that you had previously left?" So I spun it and I was like, well, I only left because it was an opportunity thing. I was like, there was no way to move up at FedEx because if you wanted to move up, you had to literally move to another state. And I said, and I just wasn't interested in that. I said, we had like 80 or 90 people in the office, but you only had like 8 team leads and 8 managers, So you had finite opportunities. And I said, and then, my friend just introduced me to that CEO, and they were expanding, and it was a lot of money. And I was like, yeah, I'll try it. So I spun it that way. I will say that this sounds a lot more interesting than what I had been doing at FedEx because it is kind of a good hybrid between the two. So I think that, like once I started, it wouldn't be too bad. But the pay on it is considerably less than I was making at the last job. And it's kind of hard to go back on your pay. Obviously, I'm not making money right now outside of the AI consulting, which is finite and unpredictable, but it's like I'd even be taking a considerable pay cut from that. At that job, I'd be grossing $160 a day, and I'm like, that's a pay cut. That's a pay cut either way. But, it would be a little bit more steady and would let me mess with some new skills and stay kind of fresh on that in case I wanted to continue into that industry again. And, I do have 15 and a half years of experience there. But ideally, I would like to do something else. So, if they make an offer, I'll take it. But it wouldn't be my my dream choice, if that makes sense. Other than that, I pick up my wife tomorrow evening at the airport. I'm really looking forward to that. It's been carry the 12 days. Yeah, we did not get any rain again, so I put 20 gallons of water in 5-gallon buckets and hand watered the raised beds anyway, just to keep stuff clinging on. There's chances of thunderstorms today. When I looked yesterday, it was like 11, 2, and 6 p.m. So hopefully, I mean, it is cloudy right now. It said 0.2 of an inch, but it also said that the other day and we didn't get any. So if we could get 0.2 of an inch right now, that'd be freaking awesome. Stuff in the ground is still doing okay, but like I'm sure the tomatoes could really use it. The pumpkins don't seem to mind at all. The corn doesn't seem to mind at all. But everything in the beds definitely does. It needs a good rain. Like, watering it with buckets just isn't going to cut it. So, fingers crossed. Other than that, my allergies are still incredibly horrible. I have pain in both eyes right now from my sinuses pressing on them. That should abate some as I'm awake and upright, but at least the gunking and razor blades on my eyeballs is gone. Touch wood. So yeah, I'm gonna get my day going. Hopefully I hear about that job next week, but I don't think I will. I think it'll be 2 weeks. But maybe the manager will look at it while she's on vacation or something. Who knows? Because it sounds like they're pretty pressed to fill that, especially because one of their colleagues is out on maternity leave. So they're seriously hurting. But yeah, I hope whatever you guys are going through is something you feel you can manage, feel you can get through. And if you're looking at this in the future and you're in the same place, just apply to everything, man. This was not the job I wanted, but I applied to it because I did have the skills. And it's so far is the only place that's called for an interview that I've applied to. I have had other interviews, but those weren't jobs I applied to. So, yeah. Hang in there, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.